Oh, man. Give them a hand again. They did so good. They did so good. Oh, we got to get a bigger stage. We got to get a bigger stage. Man, our family ministry is growing. I love it. I love it. Man, Christmas is about giving. And I hope you understand that. And there's no better place to discover what Christmas is all about than going right to the Bible. If you go to Matthew chapter 1, Jesus wraps this gift that he's going to be getting in redemptive story about how God has been pursuing humanity and pursuing people throughout generation after generation after generation, that God wants to have a relationship with you, and he's been starting that relationship maybe generations before you. And so that's Matthew chapter 1. And then Matthew chapter 2, he tells of Jesus being born. Can we see that up on the screen, Matt? Matthew chapter 2, verse 1. Look at this amazing announcement. Jesus was born. That's it. Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the reign of King Herod. That's Matthew's Christmas story, all right? Don't look to Matthew for a greeting card insert, okay? You don't want that guy. And I'm telling you, imagine if you sent out announcements about the birth of your child, and all it said was, Bill was born in Noblesville. Trump was president. This is the announcement. It's not even a good tweet, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even retweet that kind of stuff. But there's so much wrapped up in what Matthew is saying. Jesus was born. Like, all of humanity has been waiting for this moment right here. And here it is, right here. Jesus is born. Now, every single person goes into Christmas, I think, either as a Grinch or ready to give. That's what I think. I think you kind of have to choose which one you're going to go to. We just got done last month, if you're new here. We just got done talking about being positive and staying positive. The whole world is full of such negative experiences. In fact, when you really know the Christmas story, you realize it wasn't this nostalgic, awesome environment that Jesus came into. It was totally expected by God, unexpected by all the people that were kind of hearing it and watching it and living it for the very first time, including a guy named King Herod. King Herod, he was such a greedy guy, and he was very, very fearful. In fact, his entire life was driven by fear. That's probably what made him such a Grinch. So when Matthew tells a story about Jesus being born, he throws the Grinch right into the beginning of the story, that Jesus was born. Yeah, the crowd goes wild. Why don't we practice it real quick? We got all the family here, and I know the crowd likes to go wild. I'm going to read it. I'm going to say Jesus was born, and you're all going to go crazy and cheer. Does that sound good? Then when we say, during the reign of King Herod, everybody go, wah, wah. Okay, can we practice that? Can we try the wah-wahs? Just, I don't want to blow it. This is live on, TV. So let's just try the wah-wah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wah, wah. Oh, I think you got it. Here we go. Ready? Ready? Are you ready in the back? Yeah. Uncle Richard, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Jesus was born. Oh, man. Oh, I almost want to do it again. Jesus was born. Oh, man. During the reign of King Herod. That was awesome. That was so good. We're taking this on the road. This is good. He was born during the reign of King Herod. Wah, wah. And about that time, though, some wise men from eastern lands, really far away. How many of you like road trips with family? Not at all. Right? Road trips with family. These wise men are on this really long journey because they had heard, they had seen that there was this king that was going to be born, new king of the Jews. They're not even Jewish. They're not even from Israel. But they're going all the way across. Why? Because this is a big deal. If everything is true about this baby Jesus, if everything that we have heard and seen and talked about is true, I want to be there. I want to be at that birthday party. All of us have probably heard about Jesus at some point in our life, and all of us are either going to respond like King Herod, like a Grinch, wah, wah, or the wise men. And that's what Matthew wants to show us when he writes Matthew chapter 2. In Matthew 1, here he comes. Matthew chapter 2, here he is, and you get a choice. I'm either going to be King Herod, or I'm going to be the wise men. Now watch this. And about that time, some wise men from eastern lands arrived in Jerusalem asking, where is this newborn king of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose, and we have come to worship him. You just worshiped a few seconds ago. When I read the first line, Jesus was born, you all went, woohoo! It caused a reaction in you. Jesus was born. And the thing I love about Christmas is a mirror. And it really shows us the reality of our heart and the reality of the world around us. And some of us find ourselves when we say, Jesus is born, you go, woohoo! Some of you did it because, hey, everybody else was doing it, and so here we are. We're doing it too. And when I said Jesus was born, some of you are like, I don't even know if I actually even believe that. Jesus was born, and you're like, I'll do it because, hey, I don't want my kids to see me go, meh. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a bump on the log. Like, some of you did, when I said Jesus was born, you went, yes, absolutely. I know what that means. I know that he is the King of the world. He's the Lord of my life. He is Savior. And whenever we jump into Christmas, or in my case, I kind of waddle from Thanksgiving and fall into Christmas like it's some kind of recliner. I fall into Christmas, and I wonder why I'm not really in the mood or in the spirit. It's because I'm the Grinch, and it's all focused on me, and it's all about me. And so when Jesus is born, we're like, yeah, can you put some lights on it, right? One of those star capture things on your house. Now, that would put me in the spirit. When we get into Matthew chapter 2, can we look at that again? Matthew chapter 2, verses 1. They came in, they said, where is the newborn king of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose, and we have come to worship. This Christmas, that's what we're doing here at Waterline. I mean, we are all in life. We are all in real life. And if Christmas is a mirror, I want to show up right here, and I want to see a reflection of who Jesus is. I want to see Jesus. I want to experience something way bigger than me, way more powerful than me. Something that I desperately need is to experience Jesus. And we'll go to verse 9. It says this. They went to King Herod, and King Herod, he kind of freaked out a little bit. And after this interview, the wise men went their way. And the star they had seen in the east guided them to Bethlehem. You have a choice. You can either be King Herod and be a Grinch, or you can choose, like those wise men, to really get in the Christmas spirit and pursue God. Now, hang on a second. Before you think I'm some perfect pastor and I've got it all together, there is something you should know about me. I don't have it all together. I don't have it, but I serve a God who does. And so I'm constantly seeking the Lord, and he's constantly doing things in my life that I'm just amazed of. But I want to tell you this story, and if all the elementary students raise your hand, all the elementary students, got it? You got it? Raise your hand. I'm going to tell you a story, but you got to promise not to laugh at me. Will you promise? Make it to your parents. Okay, promise it to your parents. I don't even know why I'm asking you to promise your parents, because you've already broken 1,000 promises to them, okay? I don't even know why we're going here. But here's how it goes. When I was in the 5th grade, there was an all-city choir, and our music teacher said, anybody, everybody say anybody who wants to be in the all-city choir can try out, because they're going to practice all fall, and then they're going to have a Christmas production. And so my male music teacher, now that's not a knock on male music teachers, okay, but you're going to understand in a little bit. But my music teacher said, all you got to do is sing America the Beautiful. Can we sing that? America. Forget it. It's not getting any better. Okay, forget it. Stop. It's bad. You're ruining Christmas. Stop it. So I tried out for the choir. I was so nervous, and I went to my mom and I said, Mama, I'm nervous to try out for the all-city choir. And my mom said, John, you love to sing, and you even sing in the church choir, and you can do this. And I said, I can do this. And I was 11 years old. My teeth were huge, and so I tried out for the choir. And I was so nervous, but I remember standing there, and I sang, America, oh, beautiful. My wife's helped me with the words. Anyhow, so I made the choir. I made the all-city choir, people. 5th grade. Miley Cyrus turned her chair around for me. And so I'm on the all-city choir. It's the fall time. We're looking towards Christmas. This is my moment. I love to sing. I'm ready to sing in the church, in the all-city choir. I show up. I register. I write my name down, and they hand me the T-shirt. And that's when I realized it's an all-girl choir. Rainbow singers. Are you kidding me? I am 11 years old. I'm building a manly reputation. Rainbow singers. Are you joking me? Wah, wah. Everybody together. Come on now. Wah, wah. I was so embarrassed. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. My male music teacher put me in an all-female choir. Like I'm some kind of statement that he wanted to make to the woman. I don't know who he wanted to make that statement to, but I'm in the all-girls choir. I get in the minivan with my mom, and I said, I'm not going back to that choir. She said, why not? They were so proud of their son. And they said, why not? I said, it's an all-girl choir. Mom, it's called Rainbow Singers, right? And she said, John, you can either decide not to sing in this choir out of fear and embarrassment, or you can make a choice right now because you love to sing and you're going to sing in that choir. You know what I did? I sang in Rainbow Singers, and I sang my heart out. You should have seen me at Christmas. I was the bass. I was the bass. I said, let's sing this Christmas song. And I sang in an all-girls choir when I was 11. Come on, that's manly right there. That's manly. All right. I could have either been like King Herod and driven by fear. King Herod was so driven by fear that later on in life, he took out his own kids. He took out his own wife. I'm not going to go into detail because it's a G-rated show this morning. But he was nuts. He was so paranoid. He was so overcome with fear. And sometimes we can walk into Christmas because there's unexpected news that something has happened that is beyond your control, outside of your realm, and right away we respond with fear. And our kids see it. They hear the conversations. They see your reactions. They watch us, don't they? And when we are driven by fear, we miss it. We miss Christmas. But those wise men, can we see verse 9? They continued on their way. And that star, it went ahead of them and stopped over the place where the child was. And when they saw the star, they were filled with joy. I don't know about you, mom and dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, friend. But that's the Christmas I want. I want to see the star. I want to see Jesus, and I want to be overwhelmed. I want to be filled with joy. And this is how. This is how you get it. Matthew writes in detail. He gives very little detail to the birth, which there's a lot of details he could have given. But when it comes to this moment right here, he said, if you want to be filled with joy, they entered the house and saw the child with his mother. You entered the house, and I hope you see the child with his mother, Mary. And they bowed down and worshiped him. And then they opened their treasure chests, and they gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Christmas is about giving. And we can see this in the life of Jesus, can't we? Jesus told his disciples later on, he says, there's no greater gift you can ever give anybody than your own life, than who you are as a person. Give yourself away this Christmas. But Paul, he writes this. If you really want to worship, Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2 says this. And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship him. Don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, which is so grouchy at Christmas time. I don't know if you've noticed. But people are stressed, and people are anxious, and people are driven by fear, and they're driven just to take and to get and to get. Look at the news. Look at the ads. Look at what everybody's talking about. What can we do for ourselves, and how do we just start 2018? Don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you. You don't have to figure this out. This is what I love. You don't have to transform yourself. You don't change you. God changes you from the inside out. Let him transform you into a new person by changing the way you think, by the way you respond, the way you react, the way you walk into it. You can either be King Herod or you can be the wise man. You can either be the Grinch or you can show up with who you are and just say, God, this is who I am this Christmas, and give it all to him and worship him. And then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good, pleasing, and perfect. Now let me have your attention one last second. One last second. I believe that God has a plan for every child that stood on this stage this morning. Don't you? Oh, I don't think you heard me, because I didn't hear anybody clap or hoop or holler or say they even believe that. I believe that God has a plan for every child that stood on this stage today. Can I get an amen on that one? Yes, absolutely. And that's why we celebrate them. But at the same time, God has a perfect plan for you. And no matter what unexpected circumstances you found yourself in this Christmas, I got some great news for you. You can come and worship, and God will transform your life. I don't know how it happens. It's unexplainable, but it's undeniable. It's a Christmas miracle. Would you stand with me? Hey, to all of our friends who are watching online, welcome to the journey. At Waterline, we believe that everybody's on a spiritual journey. What we want to do is journey with you. If today's talk spoke to you in any way, would you please let us know that? You can email us at wtln@waterlinechurch.com. Share with us your story, and one of our pastors would be excited to connect with you. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this message online. Continue to share it around to your friends and family members as we continue to grow together and change the world.